time we are having an inauguration of a building that's far away from here, you know, on a veranda. But, you know, this is one of the, what can I say, creations and creativity of our staff, because we are very proud and happy that the constructions are already on their way. So we can enjoy the fact that it's already there. We are sure that we are on the way of building it. There is no way that we have just a plaque standing there. It's on its right way to fruition. So good afternoon, everybody. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome you all here. I want to specifically acknowledge the participants of the annual Deichmann lectures that are here. Thank you very much for coming to this ceremony. So, my very dear Dr. Deichmann, Heinz, Heinrich, Ute, Rosanna, Samuel, welcome to Ben-Gurion University and welcome to this ceremony that is marking the start of the building for the Ruth and Heinz-Horst Deichmann classroom and computer lab building. The building is going to reside right here. This is the space, this is the spot. This is the old, well, relatively old, classroom building that we have right now, and then the new one will come adjacent to it. You can see later on, as after the ceremony, we'll show you the program, exactly how it's going to be in reality. And with God's help, it will be ready for inauguration next year. So at the end of August next year, we're going to have a wonderful classroom and computer lab building, which is a great, huge, great need of this university. We are in the slope of our development. We are now getting ready for an increased number of students that will actually be coming secondly or following the movement of the IDF units to the Negev. And we are actually now building the future, the next 10 years, and with God's help again, we're going to build the future of the next 25 years when we develop the northern campus. So before anything, I have to thank you very much for raising to the occasion. I think it took me, Dr. Deichmann, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, not even that, to convince you that this is a need, a great need of the university. But this was not the first time. Time and again, when this university needed all kinds of, you know, necessities, Dr. Deichmann was the one to actually raise up to the plate, as they say, step up to the plate, as they say in the States, and help us. Be it in building, from the Met building, and Heinrich asked me, what does my father has to do with mathematics? We absolutely understand what he has to do with the health professions in the community, with community actions, with all kinds of academic chairs, with all kinds of programs. The last one was the program for paramedical students, Jordanian students. But what the hell is having to do? No, this is my addition with mathematics. And I said, you know, for Dr. Deichmann, if there is a real need of the university, he will take care of it. And I would say that this is one huge difference, something that makes you so special to the university. We know that we can rely on you. When there is a real need that you understand and you accept, you'll do it. Thank you very much. So everybody knows, you know, if you go around this campus, there are the fingerprints or the footprints of the Deichmann family everywhere. I've already noticed some of the doings. I think the rector later on is going to tell us a little bit more about what the Deichmann is about in this university. For me, it is an opportunity now to say that there is something we miss. We miss Ruth. We miss her very much. Because Ruth was part of you, Heinz, for so many years and part of this university. And I know that every single project that we had here was with Ruth's blessing, with her love, with her spiritual influence on that. And we are very, very grateful for that. And I'm sure, you know, that she's up there somewhere, and the sky is very clear and blue now, and she's looking down here, and she's very, very proud. She's very proud of the fact, first of all, that there is such a large part of the family here. And Heinrich, I want to thank you very much for making the effort and coming today with your wife and son. I don't take it for granted. I know how busy you are. I know how much you have on your own plate. And the fact that you took 2 or 3 days off and came here and went around, and I know that you did quite a journey around here. I really appreciate it very much, and I look forward to seeing you again next year. This time you're going to do what I wanted you or asked you to do. It's the lecture, the chair in business ethics, the Deichmann chair in business ethics, and I know that this is one of your interests, and I would like very much you to come and you know, give our students some of your experience, some of your insights, thoughts, beliefs, etc. So again, thank you very much. So this is very typical of you, Heinz. We go from the spirit, from the annual lecture, your annual lecture, which has become, you know, something. This is the 9th lecture, and it has become a well-known lecture in Israel and abroad, actually. And it manages to bring top scholars in this field of interfaith dialogue. Right, that's the word. Thank you very much. And I said yesterday, and I say tonight. You know, at the end of the day, this is a very, very small community of people that are interested in it. But to see every year, it is growing and growing, and there are pupils and students at this university joining this lecture as well. Well, thank you very much for that. I said, you know, we are, this part of the campus is the sciences and technologies. We need humanities. And this is a huge contribution to humanities. And as you said yesterday, Heinz, in order to be a human, you need humanities. So thank you very much for allowing us to have this kind of humanities of high quality in this university. And we are hoping to see you many, many years to come, every year in this lecture. At least we can ensure that you will come our way at least once a year. So after having this very short introduction, yeah, this is the time for the wonderful quartet that we have right here. And this is members of the Ben-Gurion University's Chamber Music course, which, as I said, is led by Dani Lachish and Ute as well. So the first movement of Mozart's Divertimento, please.
Once in a while, people claimed that a certain event is a culmination of one prophecy or another. I have yet to hear about a prophecy that is materialized in reverse. In Dr. Deichmann, we have a rare and special example of this. The prophet Amos said in Amos 2:6, "Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Israel and for 4, I will not turn away its punishment because they sold its righteous for silver and the poor for a pair of shoes." In Hebrew it says, על 3 פשעי ישראל ועל 4 לא אשיבנו, על מכרם בכסף צדיק ואביון בעבור נעליים, ומי שמתפלא מאיפה אני יודע זה מההפטרה שלי. Dr. Deichmann sold shoes, thereby enabling to promote peace, justice, and higher education in Israel. What would Amos have to say about that? Dr. Deichmann was trained as an orthopedist and theologian. He gave up his medical practice in 1956 in order to run up the shoe business started by his father. However, being an expert in Bible and bones, I'm sure he knows what was written in Proverbs 15:30. A twinkle in the eye delights the heart, and a good news makes the bones fat. By another translation, this a good name makes the bone fat. Undoubtedly, when we heard about Dr. Deichmann's willing to build this classroom building, there was a twinkle in our eyes, a delight in our heart, and now the infrastructure of the university or its bones got fatter. Even more so when this building will have a good name, the Ruth and Heinz-Horst Deichmann Classroom and Computer Lab Building. Ben-Gurion University is the fastest growing and most dynamic university in Israel. Deichmann has been a major partner in the development of BGU since 1998 and one of the strongest supporters of BGU. Dr. Deichmann's late wife Ruth was also passionate about BGU and partnered in his efforts. Dr. Deichmann is also a benefactor of various major projects at BGU in the areas of health, science, and community outreach of the Bedouin and Jewish underprivileged populations. The support designation includes several major buildings bearing the Deichmann name, as well as other vital projects. The most recent project, the Ruth and Heinz-Horst Deichmann Classroom and Computer Lab Building, was established in 2011 to respond to the severe lack of classrooms on the Marcus family campus. Once again, as a result of the Deichmann's commitment to BGU and extremely generous donation, we are able to meet our students' need by building a space where students can study in up-to-date classrooms and computer labs in an atmosphere conducive to academic learning. Dr. Deichmann, on behalf of Ben-Gurion University, I thank you. Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen.
Ben-Gurion University has been voted now for the 5th year in a row as the #1 choice of students in Israel for undergraduate studies. And this is, I would say, because we have a very high quality academic program, that's for sure. But I think the main differentiation between us and the others is that the student spirit in this campus is really very unique. We see our students as partners to the project that we are building here, not only on campus, but also in the Negev in general. And they are wonderful partners. They know the mission. They are very much connected to the mission. We see it everywhere. They are building the Negev. They are building communities. They are outreaching to the communities. By the way, one of the stronghold of our community action unit is in a Deichmann building. And it is my pleasure to call upon Itai Rugatka, who is the head of the academic department in the student unions of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. Itai, please.
Dear Dr. Deichmann, dear guests, every student at Ben-Gurion University knows the name Deichmann. Your personal biography tells the story of a brave, decisive, heroic man. A man that has survived the horrors of the Second World War, but prevailed, and came to be a dear and honored friend of Israel and a major contributor to the success of our country and of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. Your life story of braveness, generosity, and willingness to give is not taken for granted. As an offspring of Holocaust survivors, I find your story of commitment to the State of Israel touching beyond words. I'm standing here today as the representative of Ben-Gurion University's present and future students, honored by the opportunity I have been given to pay respect to a very precious man. Dr. Heinz-Horst Deichmann, I'm here today with one message. Thank you. I want to thank you and your entire family for being so determined to help the Israeli society in general and the university specifically. I want to thank you for addressing our most urgent need right now, as the university expands by the year and our need for classrooms is crucial. For setting an example for young Israelis, inspiring us by your story and giving us hope and ambition for the future. Thank you for doing kindness beyond reason.
We're going to honor you with this certificate, Dr. Deichmann, and I'm here reading what the certificate, the scroll reads. We have assembled here in the presence of Dr. Heinz-Horst Deichmann to mark the start of construction of the Ruth and Heinz-Horst Deichmann classroom and computer lab building. May this new building provide state-of-the-art facilities and serve as a focal point for scholarly endeavor, enabling students and researchers to extend the boundaries of knowledge and understanding in their pursuit of academic excellence. Ben-Gurion University of the Negev extends its heartfelt thanks to Dr. Heinz-Horst Deichmann for his magnanimous gift and his steadfast support of the university's mission to serve the Negev, the State of Israel, and all humankind. Professor Rivka Karmi, President, Roy J. Zuckerberg, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor Tzvia Cohen, Rector, Beersheba, May 10th, 2012. Dr. Deichmann, please. We have to shake hands.
I have heard yesterday and today 4 lectures. Long time sitting and listening and not being asked to interfere. That is not so easy for me, you can say. But I am now happy that the Deichmann lectures were so successful, held this time, and I hope it will go on also in the coming years. You mentioned my wife. She also was a friend of Israel. We were together here. And Ute is here, my other, you know, the daughter Cornelia. Heino was also here. Yes, now is with his wife here. And my grandson. So it's wonderful. The whole family is taking interest in what is happening here, especially in Ben-Gurion University. I must tell you, it came to my heart when here the young representative of the students of this university was speaking, coming to Israel and taking interest in the development of this country, especially of this university. That is not a professional act. In the business, I have to make decisions every day. Today, my son will do it, and I was very fast always making decisions. Also, to agree with this building was very fast until when I heard from Rivka that I have not to pay the full amount. So she made it easy for me to say yes. So I am very happy that this wonderful building will come to existence. But I must go back a little bit. I would mention my father, my mother. In the Nazi time, he was known as a friend of the Jews. And he visited them when the windows were crashed by stones with those terrible people, full of alcohol. Also in our house were thrown stones. 2 years later, the English bombers boomed the city. But we were sitting in the cellar. My father came. He told them he has visited our Jewish friends who were hiding in something under the roofs, and told them, read with them the suffering servant of the Lord, Josiah, 53. We mentioned this verse also today in the last lecture. The suffering servant of the Lord. Once you will think that's Israel. We take the servant as the one who came down from heaven to serve us and to give his life for us, to forgive our sins. And since we understand, and it was difficult, that our sins are forgiven. I came back after the war, wounded, but God gave me new life. I thought to have to help people, help in need. I wanted to be a missionary doctor, but you see, things came to pass. I had to go to business. My father was no more there. I had to study medicine as well, and I have treated more people than you have treated in your life in Africa and in India and other places. Now, I told this story in the big auditorium when we made our first share together with my American friend Mort Lerner, and we had to make a speech, my first speech in this country. I told them I have been yesterday in Jerusalem, have seen Yad Vashem, have been the place which should be Golgotha, praise of crucifixion of Jesus, and in the Jerusalem Museum, the book, the scroll of Josiah. They brought this, and they say, dear friends, dear Jews, full of people, God has given mercy through Jesus Christ. My sins are forgiven, but please forgive you me also. I'm a German. I was in the war, could not do much, but everyone who has survived this war must ask himself, he is also part in what happened, especially to the Jews. This has moved me. And I ask, please forgive me, you Jews. I want to be with you. I want to help you all to tell me what you want. And they came down from all the seats with tears in their eyes and hugged me. And since that time, Israel is this special state for me. That is not an interface dialogue which you see. We have the same God you have. And we want to serve him in the way we have been showed by our Lord. But of course, Jesus was a Jew. We understand humanity through him in his service for mankind. That is real humanity. God was in him. And so that was some idea I had yesterday when I spoke from my, what was it, my opening words. Huh? Okay, but now I come to this. It's too long, then tell me. We are here to celebrate with great joy and high expectations the start of construction of the new building, the Ruth and Heinz-Horst Deichmann classroom and computer lab building for teaching and learning, equipped with all the electronic tools, with promise to make learning easier, faster, and better. This will be a further great achievement in the development of this university. And here stands I, but now my family is here. And we better say we are happy and proud that we were and will be able to add our share to this new building. But I want to add this share not only with regard to bricks and mortar, but also to the spirit that hopefully will fill this house and will make it into a true house of learning. To do this, I invite you to consider with me for a moment something that is equal of importance for education as computers and Wi-Fi. I don't know what is Wi-Fi. Even if it is not as easily available. As you all know, building houses dedicated for learning is a fairly old tradition in Israel. It goes back to the time of biblical period. In Proverbs or Mishle in Hebrew, an ancient manual for education, we read about Solomon and other wise men and women. A famous paragraph is to be found in chapter 9, where it says that wisdom built her house for learning and teaching. And when she finished it, she invited all inhabitants of the city to come. She provided a festive meal for her guests and offered bread and wine for all. These verses are worthwhile to hear when today we celebrate the start of construction of this new building for learning and teaching. Proverbs 9:1, verse 1. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her animals. She has mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her girl servants. She calls from the highest places in the town. All who are simple turn in here. To those without sense or who lack judgment, she says, come, eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have mixed. Lay aside immaturity and live and walk in the way of insight, of understanding. Nowadays, we don't like to call our new students simple ones. We like to think that even the new students are clever and smart right from the beginning. Needless to say that all those who teach are regarded as knowledgeable, educated and well informed. But is this really true? If someone is an expert in nanotechnology or any other science, does this mean he or she knows something about life and death, about relationships and morals, about the world as a whole, about the world to come? Universities need to employ the best available experts, there is no doubt about it, but expertise alone is not enough. Scientific expertise without moral foundation can lead to exploitation of all available resources, human as well as natural ones. Scientific knowledge not rooted in responsibility for a wider and shared good is dangerous. This is why the classic ideal of education is geared toward the human being as a whole. It is not enough to be an expert. The aim should be to become an all-round good person, to be a mensch, to be trustworthy, reliable and beneficial for society. This all-inclusive education encompassing table manners, family life, politics, business, lending money to the right people and giving the poor the share they need is called wisdom in the Bible. Such wisdom is a necessary foundation for any family and any society, and I think also for a good university. And thus it says in chapter 24 of Proverbs, by wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. It is my wish and hope that this new house of learning is not just filled with technological knowledge and electronic gossip, but also with a wisdom that provides for our humanity and our emotional and spiritual needs. Wisdom makes us wiser. This is what we need. We want to face the challenges of the 21st century. We don't have a dearth of money or technological abilities, but a growing dearth of leaders we can trust. Think about politics, think about the economy, think about the banking system, think about yourself. Where do we find the people we can really trust? We need to learn that integrity and morality, or to use the old word again, wisdom, does not grow on trees and cannot be produced at will, not even with the most elaborate high-level technology. But without integrity and morality, all our technological achievements are double-edged. Therefore, let me finish with a hint to where this necessary wisdom can be found. Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight, understanding. Wisdom in chapter 8. Wisdom is better than rubies. No goods can equal her. Mine, says wisdom, and this wisdom here stands also for God, are counsel and resourcefulness. I am understanding, courage is mine, through me kings reign and rulers decree just laws. Through me princes rule, great men and all the righteous judges. Those who love me, I love, and those who seek me will find me. Riches and honor belong to me, enduring wealth and success. My fruit is better than gold, fine gold, and my produce better than choice silver. I walk on the way of righteousness, on the path of justice. I endow those who love me with substance. I will fill their treasuries. May this house and this university always be filled with knowledge based on wisdom, on the fear of God, that is to love Him who first loved us and love our neighbors as ourselves. May wise counsel always be found in this house. Thank you very much.